Do you consider yourself a part of the 64% and growing segment of our population who associate themselves with esports, according to the source? Well, it's an industry that's helping to create Canadian jobs, build a community of like minded people, and creating an unstoppable movement. Ben Feferman is the CEO of Amuka Esports, Canada's leader in esports, and he also runs Easy Mode here in Windsor. And he joined me this week to discuss his business and the exploding popularity of esports, both nationally and here at home. I'm Kevin McShad. Let's have this conversation. According to the esports analytics firm Newzoo, approximately 1.5 million Canadians watch some form of esports at least once a month. So I began by asking Feferman for his thoughts on the growing popularity of esports and e-gaming across Canada.
All right, how much time do we have?
As much as you
you
need,
know,
buddy.
I mean, you know, there is a long history. Esports can really trace its roots, at least in North America, back to the 70s and some of the early LAN parties that were going on into the 80s. The scene kind of really matured in the kind of in the 2000s, especially, I think online gaming, the rise of the internet really changes the way we play and we compete, changes the games as well. And then the esports scene really, yeah, I think really the past 5 years is where we've seen the major growth with the professionalization of leagues, Overwatch League and Call of Duty, both of which have franchises here in Canada, as well as the collegiate scene, colleges and universities adapting and having collegiate programs, both academically and for competitive. And all those things have really brought together a really strong, cohesive esports scene here in Canada.
And can you, I know that you are also connected to the Windsor and Essex scene with a place here in Windsor and Essex. So I'm wondering if you could localize it for me because I live in Windsor, and talk to me about the popularity of e-gaming and esports here in Windsor and Essex County.
Yeah, sure. Windsor's an unbelievable esports market. Saints Gaming was one of kind of the first. They're the OG for collegiate esports and probably one of the strongest programs. So we acquired an esports, an esports lounge called Easy Mode last year, and that's a great place for people to come, eat, drink, play games. Pre-COVID, hosted a lot of LAN events, tournaments, things like that. And there's not a ton of esports venues in Canada in general. I could probably count on two hands the amount of locations there are, but it's done very well. And I think that speaks to the scene. I think it speaks to the gaming community in Windsor. And we hope to continue to work with the universities and colleges there to continue and make that scene awesome.
Talk to me about owning mode here in Windsor. What have you learned about the e-gamer specifically in Windsor and Essex County?
Yeah, I mean, the gamer profile is not all that different from, excuse me, you're gonna need a lot of editing from other gaming communities, Canada or in Ontario. But I think what's different about Easy Mode is the format of the venue is different. Um, in Toronto, we have more of an esports arena. It's like huge with rows of computers and things like that. And it's great for big tournaments and production, but I think it lacks the community feel that you get at a place like Easy Mode, where it combines the local feel of your neighborhood pub where, you go to eat, drink, and hang out with friends, but also gives you the opportunity to game, to play on, high-end PCs, and have that, LAN and gaming community together mixed. So it's been great so far. Right now, it's really more focused as a restaurant and bar and delivery, because of the lockdowns and closures. But post-COVID, absolutely, we want to ramp up LAN events, especially games like Smash are really big, and Warzone.
Feferman says that there's a real opportunity for entrepreneurial advancement and advantage for him or anyone else interested in growing the esports community in Windsor and Essex County.
No, I definitely do think there is a big community, especially per capita. Like, given the size of Windsor's population, I think it's a very strong per capita population. And I think the community could support multiple venues. And, really colleges and universities feed into that. I think there's been um, a lot of success working with the University of Windsor, just as an example. And those things are going to continue to drive the scene. I mean, people need places to get together. Like, without that, that's just not going to happen. There's only so many hotel conference rooms that you can book, Um, so my hope is that, we can open up more locations in the area, and really expand across southwestern Ontario.
Um, Can you tell me about the employment opportunities that are available in terms of esports and e-gaming? Because I know it's a growing medium, so I'm just wondering your thoughts on that as well.
Yeah, definitely a lot of growth for employment. Esports right now, I would say, is very broadcast focused, right? Because events are all online. So, jobs relating to tournament organizing, running a live broadcaster stream, designing Twitch or, YouTube or Facebook overlays. Those to me seem to be the most common skills right now, as the industry is very focused on online right now. And also on the content side is really big. Creating new content, whether it's podcasts, YouTube shows, etc. Those are always in high demand. And then, yeah, as things open up post-COVID, we're going to start to get more traditional, more event and venue-related positions opening up.
Can you talk to me about the social connection that esports and e-gaming gives to people as well?
Yeah, I can, just say firsthand, I'm 37 years old, I'm married, I have 4 kids. Like, how much time do I really have to socialize and get together? And, the pandemic has been amazing for keeping in touch with people. And every Tuesday night, well, it was last night, I play Fortnite with the same guys every week, and we catch up. And so I think that's an amazing opportunity where, like, otherwise we just kind of would lose touch, but gaming is a way to, like, keep us together and keep going. And I also think what's cool is it's very intergenerational. Um, I can't really play uh, traditional sports with my kids because they're 5 years old. Like, it's not so fun, but video games are awesome. I love playing them with my kids, and I think it bridges that bridges that generational gap.
And my final question for you, Ben, is how do you see the field or industry of esports or e-gaming growing within the next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, I mean, it's nuts. Like, I can't even think about it. Like we're just scratching the surface. And gaming is not gaming as we think of it. Like Fortnite is not a game anymore. It's a music festival. It's a film festival. So gaming is going to go totally beyond the traditional game aspects and mechanics and move way into ways to connect and to socialize. So I'm really bullish on that. I think VR is going to play a huge part of, especially if you're talking about 5-10 years, for sure it's going to be very focused on VR and immersive experiences like that. And I think kind of the last sort of era, uh, I'm making the prediction that this is the last console ever. This is it. There's not going to be a PS6 or Xbox Series, whatever. Um, it's just going to be PC mobile, moving forward. That sort of in between device, I don't really see a place for. So I'm really bullish on mobile gaming and mobile esports.
Cheers to the power of advancement, right, Ben?
Yeah,
Hey, Ben,
exactly.
if people want to get involved or connected with your buddy here in Windsor or there in Toronto, how do they do that?
Yeah, locally, you can, sorry, go to easymode.ca, and you could check out the venue, see the operating hours because everything's changing. Best way is also to find them on Twitter. Just hashtag the handle is easymode. And if you want to get in touch with me, best way to find me is on LinkedIn, Ben Feferman, and or 5K Fef on Twitter.
Fantastic, Ben. Always great to spend a little time with you talking about the evolution of E-Gamming. I want to thank you for your time this afternoon and for joining me. It's most appreciated.
My pleasure. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for having me.